Hey guys, how's it going? This is BillyEatWorld, and today we're taking a look at a themed loadout using the FAMAS, inspired by the French Foreign Legion. The French Foreign Legion is a unit of elite light infantry under the command of the French army that was formed in 1831. Originally, the Foreign Legion was a unit exclusively for foreign nationals, but however the Foreign Legion now accepts French citizens who make up about a quarter of its total strength of almost 8,000. All recruits start their career as basic legionnaires on a minimum 5-year contract, and although the rank and file come from around the world, most officers in the Legion are seconded from the French army rather than being promoted from within the Legion itself. Legionnaires join for a number of different reasons, but in a lot of cases it's either due to an attraction to the unit's strict discipline and training, or because they're in trouble back in their own countries. All recruits join under an assumed identity, but after a year they do have the option of reclaiming their old name or continuing with a new one. This basically means that you can almost get a fresh start in the Legion, which attracts a proportion of wanted criminals into the ranks. Some minor crimes are overlooked, although these days major crimes like murder and drug trafficking aren't overlooked like they were in the past. For a long time, the Foreign Legion were considered almost expendable troops by the French military, in part because its members are nearly all foreigners and because many are considered undesirables. For about 130 years, the Foreign Legion made its home in Algeria in northwest Africa and actually weren't allowed to set foot on French soil. For the most part, this has changed in the present day. However, the Legion's strict discipline and brutal training has gained it a reputation for being an elite fighting force, and this has seen it deployed to some of the most dangerous combat zones in recent history. In World War II, during the Syria-Lebanon campaign, in one of the most unusual engagements in military history, members of the French Foreign Legion actually fought against each other. The 6th Foreign Infantry Regiment was allied to the Vichy government, and the 13th Demi Brigade was allied to the Free French government and deployed with the British 8th Army in North Africa. Like many other French army units though, later in the war many members of the Vichy Legion would eventually join the Free French and fight against the Axis powers. Ironically, after the war, many German soldiers, including a large percentage of Waffen-SS, also joined their former enemies in the Legion because a military career in Germany was no longer possible. This just goes to show the strong appeal of a chance to start a new life in the Legion, and how the Legion throughout history has rarely judged people even by their most recent past. Since World War II, the Legion has served in various conflicts, most notably the First Indochina War, the Algerian War, the Gulf War, and Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. Their multicultural background make them ideal for international peacekeeping, and in the last few decades they've also filled this role in many conflicts around the world. In Battlefield 4, for this loadout, I've chosen the standard assault rifle of the French Foreign Legion, the FAMAS, equipped with a hollow sight, ergo grip, tac light, and flash hider. Now, normally in the comments, I usually have one or two people who think that they're experts on military loadouts, telling me that I'm using the wrong attachments. But in this picture of a Legionnaire, you can clearly see that the FAMAS is fitted with an ergo grip and tac light, and in this picture you can see it fitted with an Eotech sight and flash hider. The French military obviously uses a number of different optics, grips and other attachments to suit different roles, but as optics tend to be the most expensive attachment to any weapon system, it's safe to say that many nations around the world, including France, issue their regular troops rifles without them. Also, attachments like bipods, which serve very little purpose on assault rifles in Battlefield 4, would be fairly common and would be much more effective in the real world. Considering the hardware available in Battlefield 4 though, I think we can assume that our loadout is a bit beyond that of a regular Legionnaire, so I don't think this setup is too unrealistic. In any case, before you begin writing that troll comment, just bear in mind that this is just a loadout for a video game, so relax and take it with a grain of salt. But anyway, to finish up this video, how does the FAMAS play out with this set of attachments? Well, I've got to say that I probably would have preferred a compensator over the flash hider and probably an angled grip to help with tap firing, but all in all the ergo isn't a bad grip for a bullpup weapon. The tac light also isn't probably the best choice for the FAMAS in-game, but unfortunately the laser sight just doesn't really fit with the theme of the loadout. The FAMAS is a general service rifle, and sure, it's shorter and easier to wield than your average conventional assault rifle, but its primary role isn't CQB combat. A laser sight really has no purpose in a general infantry unit, which is why I decided not to run with it in this video. If this was a French Special Forces loadout, it would make a little more sense, but even in that role, I think in real life it would be far more common to see a flashlight on a FAMAS than a laser sight. One thing I noticed in-game was that run and gun is definitely this loadout strong point, which unfortunately is not my normal playstyle. The 1000 RPM stream of Lead the FAMAS fires is hard to beat in close quarters though, so I feel like that pulled me out of trouble from time to time, although its small capacity and slow reload probably got me killed just as often. The FAMAS isn't an easy weapon to use, and it's definitely not a good weapon for beginners, but at the end of the day, it cuts through enemy players like butter, and if you can use it well, it can be a very effective weapon. Without a compensator, it's probably even harder to use, so I probably wouldn't run with this loadout again, but I must admit it was fun to give it a try, and I didn't feel too disadvantaged. If you haven't tried the FAMAS yet though, or if you like the sound of this loadout, then I definitely recommend giving it a go, because you just might like it. But anyway, let me know what you think of this loadout in the comment section below, and as always, if you like what you see, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. If you haven't already, please check out all my other Battlefield 4 videos. I've got them all linked in a playlist in the description below. And until next time, see you later and have a good one.